Welcome to another episode of In Between the Tees. We got a banger today. We got the long hair, don't care gang. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, man. Come on, look at me. Let's go.
Haircut going on right now.
Yeah, brother. Come on. That's why I hide behind you.
Oh, shoot, you got it tucked in, man.
Yeah, tucked in, bro.
So
today we got a special guest, and I hope you guys are excited as much as I am. I'm honored for you to be here, brother. Honored.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much for coming through. Robert Cedeno.
Yes, sir.
Real Brokerage.
That's it.
SoCal
Cedeno, man.
There it is. There it is, man. So listen, I'm excited because my partner Mikey came on, spoke highly of you.
Wow.
Very highly. Changed his life. Coming from a legacy brand, Century 21, to now your team. His attitude, his demeanor, his fire changed by joining your team. And I want to cover a little bit of that, how you're able to bring out in an agents. But more importantly, man, I really want to go ahead and we're going to dive into golf today. We're going to dive into, all the good stuff. But, bro, he spoke highly of you. And then shortly thereafter that, we had Saran on, my CEO.
Yeah.
And just the nuggets and then just the information that was dropped off on that interview made me relentless in getting you on today. So thank you for coming on, brother.
Yeah, thank you for having me on, man. Sharon's a beast. Like what they have going on Real and what they're doing there. I'm just super glad to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And then Mikey joined the team, man. He's a beast, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like we were talking about it earlier. He's polished. He's solid. He sounds good. He calls people bud, which is like the only downside to what he does. He's like talking to clients, and then he's like, "Yeah, bud, I think we could get you into this." Like, I don't know if people like that, man. But he's super solid, bro.
You know, that's kind of like my crux. I sometimes be like, "Yeah, brother."
Yeah. Same.
Or bro.
I say man a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
Yeah, man.
But I think that's part of our humanity, right? When we're having these conversations, we don't want to be painted in a picture to our clients as just robots. We want to be kind of giving a sense of we are humans, how we can relate and I guess create rapport with some of these little adverbs that we say.
Yeah, and I think even for us, we as a team, we have a different look. Right, like Mike's a little bit more polished than most of us on the team, but like we said, we got the long hair, got a mullet. My partner, he's known as the guy with the backwards hat all the time. He's like 6'6", and he stands out.
Is that Jeff or is it? Yeah,
he really stands out, and so we have that look, right? We want to be different than everybody else. I feel like when I first came into real estate, bro, everyone's the same, wearing suits, showing off their car, and nothing wrong with that. Like if that's your thing, cool, but that's not our thing. We want to be ourselves, provide value, and help families out. And we've been able to do it our way.
Yeah.
Not what everybody else has told us.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, that's a good thing to do. I mean, finding where your appearance is and how you want to execute is key for what I do on my side. And I think I want to dive into that. How did you find out this is your way? You know, when did that come into play for you, whether in real estate or in life, to get you where you are right now?
That's a great question, man. When I said I was going to do it my way, I've always kind of lived my life that way, right? Yeah. It's like I've never really been good at being told what to do, right? How to do it.
I think we can cheers to that.
Yeah, right?
This is just water, guys. All right?
Yeah. So I actually probably need some a little bit of this.
Yeah.
So I grew up that way. And like I was never good at school, right? In school, I was terrible. They would tell me to sit down. I just wanted to talk to people. I just wanted to be like, hey, how's it going? How was your weekend? Like that was me, right? I didn't want to worry about school. And they had to tell me, sit down. I had to sit next to the teacher's desk just because I was that kid that wasn't a bad kid. I just talked too much, right? So growing up, I always had that. I had like the Dragon Ball Z hair. I wanted to look different. And I think it did come from like, being different, right? Like I was like one of the kids that I didn't grow up with my dad, right? My dad wasn't around, and I would see everybody with their parents, and they had two parents for the most part, most of them, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I am different. So instead of being like, oh my gosh, I'm different, my life is not going to be the same, I'm like, no, I'm going to embrace this. I am going to be different, and there's going to be certain ways I have to get attention, because as a kid, you want attention. Yep. So it had to do with my hair, right? Now I'm kind of losing it a little bit, but it's still there.
Okay, that's followed suit. The hair is still there.
Yeah, so I love doing the stuff with the hair. There's going to be a day where I chop it off. So going into real estate, I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to do it my way. I had a broker come up to me one day. He's like, hey, man, you should probably trim the beard. And I was like,
You've always had the beard.
I've had the beard.
Okay.
Yeah. And like, you should probably trim the beard. You trim it down. I let it grow. I'm always doing something different. And I was like, you know what? I just don't want to operate that way where like you have to have a certain standard on what you have to drive, how do you have to look, have to be suited up. I don't want to do that. And there might come a day where I have to wear a suit because everybody else is now dressed like this, right? And that's just always the way I'm going to live. Like, I want to be different. I want to be able to stand out. And one of the ways was with social media, man. So we did that, and we've been just rolling with it.
Okay. So you found your authentic self at an early age.
Yeah, I think so.
You wanted to go ahead and, how dare I say, be, what is that word I'm looking for? You wanted to go ahead and be on the outside of things, in the sense of you don't want a nonconformist.
Yes, big time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did that come from just a family thing, or where did you grow up?
I grew up in Almani, South Almani area. So Big Bad Monte, you know? So we had a little bit of everything. We had people, I played sports.
You did?
Yeah, my mom was a single mom. So she did a really good job of like keeping me out of trouble, right? Like she was just, hey, you're going to play sports. You want to do football this year? Yeah. No, too bad. You're going to do football.
You don't got a choice.
I don't have a choice.
One way or another, you're going to be involved in something.
Something, right? And she was single. Not much money, man. You know, we were Section 8 growing up. Okay. So we were poor. Like, we were poor people, and we would go to the food banks, and I remember the food was disgusting, but that's what we had.
Yeah, and get the breads, the milks, the eggs.
The bologna, bro, was disgusting. Bro. Oh, my gosh.
Lemon cheese.
Yeah.
I know. I remember that struggle myself.
Yeah, I used to love the pudding they had, though. For some reason, I was like, it used to come in a big old...
He said the pudding.
Big old can. Like, you got to open it up like a can with a can opener.
Okay.
But one thing, my mom always kept me busy. And she found a way to put me in football, baseball, wrestling, and she was there, you know. And so that was big for me, man. We grew up that way, and I don't even know where I was going with that anymore. But
you're good,
yeah, man.
Let me talk to you about sports, brother.
Yeah.
So I always find a way to connect with people who grew up in sports.
Yeah,
I did too, and I've personally found out that most people who played sports at a young age, whether they played in high school, up to high school, or beyond it, there's some main character features in how they're able to be successful and with their team. Do you think that also molded you as well?
Absolutely, man. So one thing that I've always found myself in, I wasn't ever the best player. Like, so I was the average player all the time. So growing up in football, I was always a heavy kid that had to play with the older kids. Now it's a little bit different the way they have it set up.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't play. I was a 10-play kid, but I was like, I would just stick in it and I would just work hard. So I've always been the guy that is like, hey, I'm not the most talented, but I'm going to work harder than everybody else at it. And I'm going to do more than most.
Yeah.
Right. So that's always been my thing. So now correlating to sports and what we're doing with the team, we bring the same thing. Like, I'm looking for those same people who are, hey, maybe they're not the most talented yet, but they're willing to put in the work. So we have, even for our awards, we have team MVP, we have offensive player of the year, we have rookie of the year, we have most improved. Like, all that comes from sports, right? So we're looking for those people who also have the sports background and are competitive, right? I wanted to be the best because I wanted some type of attention from the coaches, right? Yeah. I wasn't really getting it at home, like, you know, from a dad's perspective. So I was like, well, if I show out over here, I'm gonna get the attention I need.
The appreciation, the accolades, the love.
Yeah,
I can appreciate that because I've always, my dad was around for some time, but he was always working. He owned his own truck driving business, so he would do long runs. So I still to this day think I have 4 dads, 4 moms, because truly, like, you are raised by, when you're in sports, you're raised by those families.
Yeah,
and a lot of time, like, you're talking about a single mom. My mom was single for a long time, and she would put me in sports, but she couldn't always pick me up. So hey, go to Eric and Aaron's house, go to Ryan's house, and they would take care of me. There was one time, like, when I was in 10th grade, my best friend to this day, I was his best man, Ryan Kirkland. His parents, when I was 15. He's like, hey, son, do you ever go home? He says, son, his pops, he's like, son, do you ever go home? You know, I'm going to claim you on my taxes.
Right. Good, man.
So it's all about the tribe, and I love what you're doing with your team. Let me ask you one more thing on the team build. Do you find it easier to mold and train your people that have been in sports once you find out they've been in sports? Or is that just like kind of a side byproduct.
I would say that that's a plus because what we look for, man, on the team is people who are coachable. Like you don't have to have it figured out yet.
Yeah.
But you have to be coachable. So if you're coachable, you can learn how to talk to these people.
Yeah.
You can't be a know-it-all, right? Like we're trying to coach you up, and you're like, yeah. Oh yeah. I should no. Like that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for people to just shut up and listen because we've already done it. You're in your position because you haven't done it yet, right? And we know this game's not for everybody. Mm-hmm. Like this game is there's more people that I probably want to tell like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're probably not going to last. And if you're willing to last, it's gonna be great, right? If you're willing to put in the work. So that's really what we look for when people, and most people who play sports, for the most part, are going to be coachable.
Yep.
Right? And they're willing to put in the work. And they're willing to see the results later, right? When we talk about a football season, you got to go to, spring football. And then you got to go to summer football. And then you have Hell Week. And then you have preseason. And then you have season playoffs. And so on, right? If you make it that far. So it's a long haul.
Yep.
But you had to start off with spring football. Yeah, you had to start off with the fundamentals.
Right.
Same thing in business, man. You got to start off with the fundamentals.
I'm thinking back to Mikey's interview.
Yeah.
Some of the things he said, and coming out of your mouth, and I know why he says the same. He says you got to be a fly on the wall. You got to be coachable. You got to be willing to learn the things that you don't know.
Yeah.
Like that came as I'm listening to those three things in that interview from Mikey, I hear.
Yeah.
And so you've ingrained that in him, so I can only imagine what the rest of the team is like. Hungry, ambitious, ready to go ahead and propel themselves to the next level.
Yeah, we just want to win, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you put in the work, like it's really hard to lose on our team. If you're willing to put in the work and you're willing to learn, you can't lose, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get closings. So
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
One thing I did just remember is that he came in the end of December-ish for the interview, and he was saying that you guys were going to have a goal of 100 and that you guys were a couple short. Did you guys meet that goal?
We did meet it. So
That's what's up.
yeah,
man.
thanks, man.
Yeah.
So we hit our goal. So 2022, just to kind of give a backstory on that, we sold 32 homes in 2022.
Okay.
Right. Now, great. Majority of them were mine. I did most of the closings that year. We weren't operating like a real team. So going into 2023, we're like, hey, we're going to sell 100 homes this year. Don't know what it looks like.
January 1st, this is the goal.
This is the goal. We're putting up 100 stickers on the wall, and that's what we're doing. And we're moving along. It's like, okay, we're on pace. And then we're moving along. It's like, okay, it's kind of slowing down. Mm-hmm. Right? And then we're like moving along. It's like, okay, we have some open. We do a lot of new construction. They're probably going to close at the end of the year. Yeah. We're hoping. And then we're getting to like November, early December, and we're like at 92. Right? And we're like, oh my gosh, like we don't know if this is going to happen, man. Yeah. Like we've been telling everyone we're going to hit 100 this year because we've been on track and we've been on pace. And thank God, man, we closed 103 transactions.
That's amazing.
And we're super blessed to do so.
103 families, guys, that put their trust in not only Robert, maybe, and then also his team. The ability to go ahead and make that is big. I think a lot of people don't equate 100 to a lot, but that's 100 different families that have personal connections, stories, struggles. Let's be real. Yeah. Not all of them were easy, right?
No, majority.
And let me tell you this, on struggles, those are the ones that are gold. Those are your spokespeople. Those are the people that will go ahead and ride with you to the end and always go ahead and say, hey, my grandma, my auntie, my brother, sister's, coworker's friend looking for a house. And guess who they're going to go to? The Cedeno team, because of what they put forth. And they had the blind faith, may I call it, to put that number up. Didn't really know how you're going to do it. You hit it.
It doesn't matter, man. Yeah. Just overcommit, figure out the rest later.
Yeah. So as you got close to that, you mentioned a couple things in that opening there. You said 2022, 33, 34. Was that when you guys joined Real, or is that?
We were at EXP at the time. So we came from EXP, and the issue there was, I love the EXP model, right? Real has a similar model to it.
Yes.
And it's great. I didn't want to leave. Like, I really didn't. But we weren't getting the help that we needed. So we're getting all this influx of leads coming in. We had a month where we're getting like close to 1,000 leads organically, no paid ads.
It's amazing.
Yeah, from social, right? But it doesn't matter if we don't know what to do with them, right? Like, there's just so many. We're overwhelmed. We don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. We're not really closing them. we look good on social media,
Right.
and that's a big thing that a lot of people do, right? They look good on social media, but are you actually closing this stuff? That's what really matters, right?
Yes.
At the end of the day. So we look good. We weren't really closing. We're doing okay. And then I was like, something has to change, man. So we got in contact with somebody at Real, and we're like, hey, let's get around the right people. And that's the beautiful thing about Real is the collaboration. Like that's the biggest thing there is like everyone's willing to help each other. So we went from doing 32 deals, we made a switch to Real, and we tripled up our business in a down year. Like that was crazy to us, right? And me on the outside kind of like, the family part is cool, but it's like, man, like our agents' lives are being changed right now because we're able to make the shift, to a brokerage that, has a similar model, but now I'm around the right people, and proximity is power, man.
It is.
And that was the biggest move there.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate what that was, maybe specifically of how that change was? Like, EXP, let's just not put it on EXP. They just weren't collaborative enough. What people were put in front of you in Real to make this happen?
Yeah, great question. So with EXP, they're doing great, right? I love it.
I have a lot of friends personally and business people with EXP.
Yeah.
They like ride with it, they die with it. Awesome.
Yeah. And I would have never left. Like being honest, I loved it. But we're like, can you help us? No. Can you help us? Yeah, we'll help you. Show up to this. No help. And sometimes we just need somebody to be like, you just need to do this. Not just like hang out with me, right? Like I just need you to do this. So we partnered up with this guy Riley out in Canada.
Canada, huh?
Yeah,
so he wasn't even local.
No, we met him at an EXP event actually. So he was also with EXP.
Yeah,
we met him by accident. Like he just came up in line and then he was like, "Hey," and like he's all suited up, he looks sharp.
Yeah,
he comes up and he's younger than I am, and he comes up and he's like, "You guys in line?" And I'm like, "Yes, jerk, we're in line."
This is Monte, homie.
Like, do you know who the heck I am, bro? and so I was like, trying to flex on him a little bit. He doesn't know this. He might know after this now. But I tried to flex on him a little bit. I was like, "Hey, bro, here's my Instagram. Check us out." And then I shot on my Instagram. And then we're talking and we're about to like sign up. And all of a sudden he just like creeps up behind me as I'm like signing up for the event. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, your Instagram's freaking kicking, eh? Right? He said effing kicking.
That's fine.
and then I was like, yeah, it is. He's like, and here's the difference now. First question he asked me, instead of like, how are you doing it? He said, how can I help you? First thing that came out of his mouth.
Value add.
Value. Because he knows if he can help me, I can help him.
Yeah.
But first he needs to provide value, right? So many people in the industry think that people just need to help me because I need to be helped. No.
Correct.
What kind of value can give? So now is a value exchange, right? I know how to do Instagram well. You have all the systems in the back end to help me out. Mm-hmm. So now we're partnered up with Riley and we're going back and forth for a long time, but there was no real incentive there for him to help me and me to help him. Yeah. So now it's like, hey, we're thinking of making the move, bro. And then he got the right idea. He's like, well, what if I go over to Real first? We give you everything. We give you all our systems. And then you come under us and then you give it to the team. I'm like, bro, great. Let's do it. Like, I don't have an ego here where it's like, oh, you have to come under me.
We had synergy.
Yeah, we had the idea. You come under. No. Yes. It's like, let's help each other win. We did that. We made the switch. We brought over probably 60 people all together. Damn. And yeah, it was great. And then we're just moving. Now, I got connected to see these guys in Riverside, and just by showing up to these Real meetups, and I was like, dude, this is working. And yeah, man, it was just, you get one little nugget from being here on this podcast, right? You get one little nugget from listening to this person. You're having a chat with somebody at a meetup, you get a nugget, and then those just keep stacking on top of each other, man. So
it creates that momentum. It creates a kick in the ass in the right direction.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're blind to it. Like, for example, I was just doing this in the golf cart, just having a good time golfing, swinging, doing all that thing. And someone had to kick me in the ass. Hey, dude, you have a quality idea. This is great for content. Take it to this level. Plugged in with Kyle and Tim. They helped me set this up. They helped me with some of the things. And then I just started connecting with the existing players I have. And then reached out to, guys, how I can shine lights on. Because that's essentially what I want to do. I want to make people know that all the people that I work with or could be working with have certain characteristics that could be more centered or get a better synergy for certain clients.
Yeah.
So for example, like Mikey, he was new construction expert. great. That's people have tons of questions to me. Well, why not we talk about it? And then I was like, how can I go ahead and shine a brighter light on the Cedeno team? Well, let's have the man in the myth and legend himself on. You know?
Love it.
So that's how that came apart, and it's all about proximity.
It is.
And I love that you touched upon that because lately that's where I'm at. I'm in a short proximity to everybody that I want to go ahead and take little things from and give back something, and more importantly, provide a resource for opportunity. And then where I'm really focused on is philanthropy. Philanthropy.
Okay. Don't hear that too much. I love that.
Yeah, philanthropy. So with every potential partner that I have, I want to find out, again, how can I help you? Like, where are you at with your philanthropy? Because we're all going to make money, especially the way that we're doing business.
Correct.
It's like now it's about how can we really impact the community. You came from El Monte, right?
Yeah.
You grew up in El Monte. You know the struggle that all that goes in there. I grew up in East Los. So this has very much always been my conscientious thing.
Yeah.
How we can deliver financial literacy, how we can go ahead and do buyer seminars, how we can give more education to our community that desperately needs it, that is not always provided these resources and facts right? So I always try to figure out, okay, if we do this, can we go ahead and create a fund to create these things? Can we create that? And so that's what I always ask all my guests or anybody I do. It's kind of part of my interview process. If I want to work with you, like, for example, Penelope, she was on, I noticed her on social media. I researched her. She was killing it. And she does a lot of work for foster pets, helping shuttle pets from one house that just didn't work out to another, or getting them out of shelters, things like that. And I said, hey, listen, if we partner together, I'm going to create a fund. And then eventually that fund will grow from this to this. And we can create Penelope's shelter herself. And what would that look like?
That's awesome.
So that's where my mindset is, brother. I know I can do these things with strategic partnerships like yourself.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. What would that be for you guys?
No.
So maybe that's my challenge for you.
Yeah. You know what? I've always had a heart for kind of going back to like the single mom thing. And just getting people into sports. Like I've talked to my wife about like, hey, maybe not like so much like the single mom side, but like kids that don't have cleats, right? Don't have gloves. Like, what if we set something up right before football season and we sponsor 5 kids and we go and we take them and they buy their equipment they need. They need a mouthpiece. They need, I don't know, Under Armour or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I've thought about that. Now, have I took action on it? Not yet.
Well, then let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's something that has been on my heart for a long time.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I think today is destiny to get this done.
Yeah.
So the thing that these guys know and a lot of people that mess with me is that I'm not a deliberator. Let's fucking get it done. And then we can figure out and refine things afterwards.
Yeah.
And that's how this show came upon. And so I'm glad let's work that out.
Yeah.
Let's put a guarantee and a challenge out to everybody by, let's say, May. We have something ready to go.
Okay. I love that.
You down for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yeah, brother. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. How we can create change, how we can spotlight each other's business and make value. Because that's all it's gonna be.
That's it, bro.
That's how it's gonna be. But you said you're married.
I am. Yeah.
You got kids?
Yeah, I got 2 kids, 2 boys. So
how's that been an impact for you growing up in this game of real estate? How has that inspired you and maybe even shown your missus that this is possible? Like, how's that been for you?
It was tough, man. At first, like, I was selling my wife on the dream. So when I first got into the game, I got licensed and then I proposed to my wife like right after, right? So then fiance, she said yes, and I didn't have a job because I had no escrows and I'm just getting going. I just got licensed. So I proposed to her. I got licensed probably like a month after I proposed to her, month and a half maybe. And I got going and I went full time, and like I had like 8 months of nothing, bro. Like just nothing.
Rough.
Yeah. So I'm going in 8 months of nothing. I thought I was going to be God's gift to real estate, and I wasn't. And so
don't we all?
Yeah, man. I told
whether it's on your side or my side, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was, and I wasn't. So but I overcommitted, man, and I said I was going to get it done. So I feel like I had been selling her the dream for a long time. Like, we're going to get this, and she was waiting for a long time. Like, when is it going to come? And I always knew that I wasn't going to be like in the business. As far as like wanting to sell homes, like I don't have a desire to sell homes. Like, just honestly.
Okay.
Right?
That's new.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is being real, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like get that same excitement of selling a home to somebody anymore. Like, it's not there, right?
Okay.
I get excited from helping one of my guys build a business.
Okay.
And that's where I get the real excitement for me. It's like, man, somebody went from doing 3 deals last year to 30. That fires me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And it's not just about the deals, right? But how can that change their lives, right? It's just the numbers, right? We have to help out families because that's what we do. We provide value to family. We do that, but I'm not in that game anymore. I feel like, and I still do it, and I still enjoy it, but not at the level I do from taking somebody from 5, 10 deals to 30, 40 deals.
Fulfillment or the satisfaction level has changed.
It has my passion, right?
Okay.
There was a time where I didn't want to do real estate. I was kind of like just going through it. It's like, well, I committed to this. I got to kind of do it now.
Not to quit.
Yeah. And I've become kind of decent at it. I got Rookie of the Year my first year of real production, right? I got Rookie of the Year at a big office. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, like I just know how to work hard.
Yeah.
But do I enjoy it? No.
It was a grind almost.
It was. And there's just a lot of stuff that's out of my control. Lending, escrow, title.
Yeah.
And I just hated the feeling of looking bad because I didn't have control.
You're left with X, Y, and Z in your hand.
Yeah, and it always comes back to me, right? Because I'm the one that got it started in the process.
Exactly.
So
You were the initial connector.
correct. So yeah, that was always interesting to me. But now I found like a new passion. I want to help agents grow.
Yeah.
And leverage social media and just become the ultimate closer, man. And so that's where we're at.
Ultimate closer, bro.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Fighter. Did you ever watch wrestling?
Yeah. Oh, bro. Yeah. That's why I have the hair, bro. You know what I'm saying? That was my inspiration,
Yeah?
man. Yeah. I used to
Okay.
see these guys with muscles, and I don't have the muscles now.
Yeah.
But I see them with the hair coming out, the craziness. My wife's like, why do you wear what you wear sometimes? Like I have some videos actually where it's like the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, and they're like at WrestleMania. That's like a shirt I was wearing to do videos, and it's like, yeah, this is what we do.
This is what it is. This is who I am.
Yeah.
I like what you said because my wife is stuck with me too. We were having our baby 2017, Le Amor, and I was barely getting in the industry, trying to sort that out. We were being married for a few years, raising a family, selling her on a dream.
Yeah.
First year was rough, only making like 60 to 80,000, in a call center. But I'm dressing the part, suits, doing everything, listening to Les Brown in the morning, listening to Tony Robbins in the morning, trying to prime my mind right. And there was some tough times in between. And she was just like, is this really what you want to do? I'm like, listen, I at this point I have to do this because one, I love seeing families when they get their keys.
Yeah.
Like when especially when it's rough.
Yeah.
When there's a challenge. And at the end of the day, they get what they want because during that tough time, they even lose the client the client loses sometimes like, oh, maybe this is not for us. And I have to sometimes, or you have to be sometimes, no, we're going to work through this. We have a solution. Let's pivot a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's my reward. But there's been like in the past 2 years where my wife's like, yo, like, go get a job.
Yeah.
Go get a job. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It got so bad that I told her, listen, if you don't believe in me no more, then I'll go live in my car. I'll do everything I can. And then that's what shaped everything around.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. Because at first she was not down for this podcast. She's going to watch this and she's going to say, yeah, I wasn't. Mm-hmm. And then she started noticing like, okay, I see what you're doing now, that belief. And I'm sure that's kind of like in a similar parallel universe to maybe how that relationship is for your wife, right?
Yeah, because, as far as like women, bro, they want security, right? Like that's what they want. They want you to just, they want you to take care of business, but they also want the time and everything that comes with it.
And that's hard for us.
And it is, right? Because the grind, it is, right? So the grind's there. And now your spouse, thank God my spouse, man, she supports me. She believes in me. She's my biggest fan. But still, they want the security, right? And so that was a big shift. And now I'm able to show her the fruit of what we've been building.
Correct.
Right? Because for a long time, it's like, well, okay, well, you're saying you're doing all this. Where's the money? Like,
yes.
and it's like, well,
Same.
I spent it on podcast equipment, you know.
Sorry, we were supposed to go to Aruba, but yeah, man.
I don't know if this is a client or not.
Give it a green.
Let's see. It's like, oh, you haven't paid your bill. Hello.
Hi, may I speak to Robert?
Yeah, this is Robert.
Hi, Robert. This is Dahlia calling you with escrow today.
Hey, Deli. Yeah.
Hi. So the reason for my call is because I just got an email with a preliminary title report from WFG. The title officer is Mark Mendoza.
Okay.
And then it's for a property on 15723 Holliner Street, Hesperia. They have you listed as the listing agent?
Correct.
Oh, okay, good. So I don't know. They sent me the prelim, and I'm an escrow company and escrow officer. So is there something you'd like me to do for you on this transaction?
As of right now, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I'll check in and see what we got to get done on that one. But yeah, thank you for the call.
Is it like a pre-listing prelim?
Correct.
Is that
Yeah.
what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then let me tell you what I do see. So since I already reviewed the prelim, there is hero against that property.
Gotcha.
Well, Secretary of State, there's a first deed of trust, and then there's two partial claim Secretary of State demand, which would be one for $10,000 and the other one for $13,000. Just to give you an idea. And there's also potential child support for Paul Velasquez.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and you can start the conversation with them as far as if that is the Paul Velasquez that has that judgment. You know?
Okay.
And if it isn't, an SI statement of information will clear that item.
perfect. Well, thank you so much for the call. I'll check in with my co-listing agent to see what we can do there.
Is the co-listing agent, by the way, because they have him listed as Luis Sandoval or somebody else?
No, it's Reyes Avalos.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, then I'm going to just reply to you with my information if you wanted to continue the transaction with me. At least you have it handy. I am in City of Industry. I see you're in El Monte. So
Yeah.
It's not too far from us, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll
All right.
look forward to talking with you.
Perfect.
Bye-bye.
But I have no idea what that call was about, but
No worries. So basically, the guys, these are the calls we get.
yeah.
These are the calls we get in regards to, oh, we got a deal, we got a listing, yeah, and oh, this is what title found. Title found X, Y, and Z, and now it's our job to clear these title obligations if it's not on the client, or go to the client and say, hey, do you owe this? Did you do this?
30 grand?
Did you not tell me this? Come on, I thought we were close.
And now they're expecting to make 100,000. Now it's down to 70,000.
Yeah.
And that changes a lot.
It does. It reframes their mindset because they already had the expectation or a benchmark what they were going to walk away with. Like, yeah, we're getting 100.
Yeah.
Well, listen, let me pump your brakes a little bit and tell you, because you didn't tell me this, Y, and Z, and you didn't think we were going to find out. Guess what? We found out.
Exactly.
You know?
Now I got to have that conversation. Yeah. And we get this all the time. Right. And I'm glad we got it now and before we opened escrow. Because can you imagine, we open escrow, she thinks she's going to get, let's say 60,000, but now she's getting 30,000.
This is a resale, not a new build.
Resale. Okay. Yeah. It's one of our listings. And it's a trouble listing. This one's been a tough one.
Okay.
We had to fall out already.
Okay.
We got to pay for septic and stuff. And that's coming out of my pocket.
Damn.
To pay it. Yeah.
Oof.
I'm taking the risk
That's
too.
a bunch of shit.
Yeah, technically. Yeah, literally.
So, guys, this is probably why he prefers new. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Easier sale. Even though we're going through one right now too, that's really, really interesting. But stuff that's again out of our control.
Got it. Let's talk about new builds.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how you're driving traffic on social media, how you're getting these people to hit you up versus the guy at EXP or down the street, mom and pop, Joe, whatever, Mo Schmo, Realty.
Yeah. So we start with value always. So we do a lot of home tours, right? So the home tours are there. We do a ton of them, right? And that's just kind of the eye candy because anybody could do a home tour and they could get a couple of clients out of it, and that's cool. But where our money is really made is the value that we provide with our talking videos, right? We can walk people through the different scenarios, how to purchase a new construction, why it's important to go with somebody. And most people are like, well, we don't need to go with you. It's like, yeah, you don't need to go with us, but
Right.
you probably should go with us, because the scenario that we're going in with one of our buyers right now, they're buying a nearly $1 million home, right? And it's
Where
been Riverside.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're pushing back the closing, and now they have to get a fire inspection, and then the marshal didn't show up, right? And then they show up for closing, and electrical panels, some parts were stolen, right? Because they do that, and now
What?
Can you imagine that the client would have to deal with all this stuff?
Yeah.
But guess who's dealing with it? My agent. My guy's dealing with it. Now it sucks for the agent because he thought it was going to be an easy closing. And it's not easy.
Right.
Right?
Everything is tough.
Yeah.
There is nothing easy in this game. The moment you think about it being easy is the moment the storm, like what we're dealing with here in Los Angeles, comes with floods.
Yeah, always, man. When you think it's gonna be a nice one, right? And another one, prolong.
Do you hold your breath too, brother? Like if it seems too easy, I'm like, hold up, man.
I always don't say nothing. Don't say nothing right now. You're gonna jinx it, bro.
Yeah.
Don't mess it up, man. And then something always happens. It's something. So yeah, with the new construction, right? The Valley videos are gonna be.
Is that kind of your hook? Kind of like your ability to reel them in,
The hook is really the pretty home tours.
Got it.
Right, where we lock people in is the Valley videos and our stories and how we
expertise.
Yeah, the expertise that we have, right, in being a new construction specialist. And is it easy to be a new construction specialist? It's not hard, but we also know the agents reach out to us and like, hey, I have a client who wants to go new construction. Where should I take him? And we're kind of like, figure it out. We had to figure it out. Right, and we'll give them the community that they are asking about. But if they start asking us questions, if we're not friends,
Specifics,
like specifics. If you're just a random, like I had a lady call me and she's like, hello, I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. And it's like 7:30 on a Saturday, and I'm at a family party, and she called me like 4 times.
She didn't get the message.
No, and then I kept like,
We put her on blast. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. And then finally, I'm like, dude, who's blowing up my phone? I answer, and then she's like, hello.
Nervous.
No, like old.
Oh, old.
Yeah, like older age.
Okay.
Right? I'm so-and-so. I'm a broker, and I want to take my clients to this community. And I was like, okay, the community is called Shawwood in Temecula. Just look it up, right? And I was kind of already like annoyed because she called me 5 times, and it's at night when I'm with my family. Yeah. And she's like, okay, well, do they do it by appointment? And I'm like, just look up Shawwood by Temecula. You'll find all the information you need. Okay, well, do you know if they're paying any buyer co-op? And I'm like, dude, is she serious? And then I was like, look, and I said it one more time. I was like, look up Shawwood in Temecula and you'll find out the information. Okay, so wait, can you spell that out for? And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, dude.
Is someone from the office pranking me?
And I was like, okay, I'm done. I hung up on her because I gave her the information. So we get that a lot, right?
Okay.
People coming out, but we know it's like somebody calls us, hey, I'm looking for a $700,000 home. I need 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. I'm able to afford this payment. Great. These are the communities that we know are going to be good for you, right? Based off what they tell us.
Right.
And that's why we're the specialists there, right? Because you don't have to go to 30, 40 communities to try to find the right home. Yeah. We're going to take you to 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe, and you're going to find the right home.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
shit. I think you just sold me. You want to take me out?
Yeah, let's go. I'll get you locked in, man. And
okay.
Yeah. And it's also on our end, on the more on the business side, it's super scalable for us. Yeah.
So the other day I seen you flexed on us a little bit on the gram.
Did I?
Yeah. I mean that's outside you, right? That's not your character.
What kind of flexing this is? What's going on here?
You showed what caught my eye was like there was like over 1 million people with engagement or something. Like that.
Oh yeah.
What was that about?
Yeah, we reached about at the time of that post in the 30 days. Some of our bigger accounts had reached nearly like 6 million accounts.
Okay.
Yeah, so
6 million, Kyle.
6 million, man.
He appreciates it. I come over here with, hey, I got 10,000 views.
Yeah. Yeah. And
this man's over here 6 million.
Yeah, our new build page just hit 2 million accounts the last 30 days.
I noticed that you started like making separate pages to kind of like intertwine. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I have this idea, and I don't know how good it's going to work, but I have this idea where I already have the systems in the back end. I know what videos are attractive, so I know how to build this stuff out. So why not build out this spider web of pages that lead back to one page?
A funnel.
And they all have like the niche though, right? Certain niches, right? Riches are niches, and it's like, okay, well, I pull myself out of it where I just focus on building out the systems. So I think of an ESPN, right? And I'm a guy where I look at these big pages and I'm like, they're getting all this engagement. I want it. Like, how's ESPN posting 17 times in one day?
Yeah.
And we post 6, 7 times a day, right? And I was like, okay, they're at 17. How? Right? So I text my guy. I'm like, I'm pissed, bro. ESPN just post 17 times today. and he's like, bro, we post 7 times. Like, we're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's still gonna be okay. And I'm like, no, it's not fine. And I'm like,
I mean, this is where your mindset is. You want to be there.
yeah, like I want to be the ESPN of real estate, right? Like on social media.
Okay.
Now, it's like, okay, well, ESPN has NBA ESPN, NFL ESPN, FIFA ESPN.
Segments.
Right? So they have these other little pages, but they all feed into ESPN. So I'm like, okay, well, why don't I follow what they're doing? They have Sports Center, they have this. And so basically our Cedeno Realty page is the ESPN, but our Sports Center, which is going to be our golden goose right now, it's going to be the new build page. But then we have a NFL ESPN, right? And that's maybe the Inland Empire page. And then now we're starting to build out a new builds USA. So now I'm like, okay, well, who can I get around the nation where people are leaving California because they hate it here and they're going to other states, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, if I could capture those leads and send them out to you and you're my preferred person out there, you're sending me video, now I'm getting a referral fee.
You hear that? He's like me. He's a mastermind scheming motherfucker.
This is the way my mind works.
Yeah.
Man. I'm not here to play small, man.
No.
So,
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well,
Juggernauts.
yeah, I mean, I have no other choice.
Correct.
I grew up poor. I have nothing to lose, man.
That's it. Double down. And in doubt, show out.
That's it, bro. God's got my back, brother. And
Yeah.
worst case, I'm in the back of my in-laws or my parents' house. Worst case. The worst case, literally, I could die.
Correct.
Right? And I get promoted to heaven, bro. I'm good.
Yeah.
So there's nothing.
My boy got promoted.
Promotion, man.
So I love this, man, and I know I talked to you on the phone because you told me you used to golf.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you told me that it frustrated the hell out of you. And I don't want to say it, so I'm going to let you say it. You did what?
I retired, man. I
Okay.
retired from golf.
You hear that, guys? He retired. So it's my job to go ahead and get him back, get him on the course, and that's what we're going to do.
I've been thinking about it, bro. I've been
No. We don't think. We don't think on this show.
It's been on my heart, I should say. It's been on my heart. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I just got to get to the driving range.
Okay.
I got to start doing stuff for me right
You're
now.
in Chino, right?
Our office is in Chino,
Okay.
yeah.
Bahama Golf is not too far from there. We'll get you some lessons free on me,
Dang.
okay? And as early as next Friday, I got a tea time for you. One spot. Let me know on a Friday, 9:30 in the morning. If it can happen, not, I'm gonna keep bugging you. I'm relentless, just like you're relentless with your ESPN
Yeah.
segments. I'm relentless in golf. That's my dirty word. Anybody want to go ahead and invite your boy Tony out on golf? I'll drop a lot because I know I can just answer the phone and make it happen.
Yeah, man. I love that.
So you're getting back into this. I cannot allow someone within my proximity, going back to that,
Yeah.
to say they quit, to
Yeah.
say that they retired. I can't have that, man.
Yeah, man.
Because it's a beautiful sport, brother.
I love it.
It's fucking frustrating.
Yeah.
It bothers the hell out of us. But when you get that
You just need
on
one.
the green,
Yeah, you just need one.
you know?
Like, okay.
You've had a couple of those, right?
Yeah, of course. Like, my thing right now is like, everything I hit goes 50 yards to the right, no matter what club I'm using. I don't know what it is.
It's your hands, your swing path.
Oh yeah,
We'll fix
100%.
that. We'll fix that. It's not
Yeah.
a big deal.
You know what messed me up though, right? Did I tell you what messed me up?
No.
So my buddy hits me up. He's in the army, I think, and he's like, "Hey, bro."
Still?
Yeah, he's out actually now, I think.
Okay.
And then he hits me up. He's like, "Hey, bro, like we had been golfing, like we're feeling good." And I'm like, "Dude, we're doing good. Like I love this."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, I know you want to work on a couple of things. I have this guy.
Oh, shit.
He
That's how it starts.
Yeah, he's in Drupa Valley, and you know, pay him $50, bro, and we'll be there for as long as you want. You just work on your swing.
So you were solid, and then
That was solid. Yeah, like not like great, but I could play.
yeah,
You know, have a good time. I went there. We're there for like 3 hours.
yeah.
And I left, and I'm kind of like Smokey, bro. I've never been the same. You know, it's kind of like Angel does.
In the chicken coop.
Yeah, this is Angel does. Holmes, take it easy, you know. And I'm like, you know, and I still got the shakes to this day. So
The shanks.
yeah, bro, like
Not the shakes, but the shanks.
yeah, the shakes exactly, bro.
Okay.
And you know, I'm thinking, and I'm like, yeah, I haven't been the same since. And ever since that day,
Well, we're gonna fix you. We're gonna put you back together, bro.
I don't know what happened.
You know, we're gonna put you back together. We're gonna get you squared away. I mean, with your team growing the way it is, you know, I find it because I'm doing something similar now. I need some time to go ahead and let the delegation manage itself, right? We need that space. We need more time for our family. That's another thing. Philanthropy and family is top of my mind,
Yeah,
and then golf.
yeah, no,
You know, business is still high priority. I'm still gonna take care of everybody. White glove service, all that good stuff. Making sure that I'm doing 7 days because one thing that you do know is that many realtors, what's the problem with many realtors? They don't pick up their phone. They work limited hours and they fucking suck at communication.
yeah,
And guys like us, we work 7 days a week, as much time as it needs, within respect. And although we sacrifice a little bit of time, our family supports us. So now it's almost at that transitory spot where we get to get a little bit more time back because of the teams we're building, right?
that's it. And that's really what it is, man. Because you can go all the time. There's always something to do.
Yeah.
But it's like taking the time. Like, okay, I gotta take care of my family. I got 2 little ones, and
What are their ages?
sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze right there,
You
man.
good?
Oh gosh, here it comes.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hopefully we cut that out, man.
you're fine.
They're about to be 2 and 4.
Okay.
So
Congrats, brother.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, beautiful boys. They're awesome. I do gotta spend more time with them.
Yeah.
So
Bring them out to Bahama Golf. We'll get them golfing too.
I would love that.
They're free.
My little one, actually my gonna be 4-year-old.
Yeah.
I want him to do something. I want to
do it.
Yeah, like
Let's do it, man. They're free.
yeah,
And then I'll bring my daughter. She's 7. She's been playing golf for a little bit of time. We'll get them kind of like that camaraderie. That's what kids need. They don't want to just do it solo. They want to do it with other kids, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's my guarantee to you. That's what
Okay.
value I can bring to you. Back in the
man.
golf game, getting the kids involved, helping them show something that we didn't have. It was always football or something, you know?
Yeah.
And if I can give that to you, I think that's powerful for us.
Yeah. Love that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I got you, brother. Listen, man, I think we toured the golf course today. We navigated the sand traps, avoided a lot. We try to give a lot of gems to the audience today. We hit it, I'd say 10 out of 18 fairways today.
Okay. Good.
And I think we shot a little bit over par, but we shot maybe 82. What do you think?
Yeah. Sure.
So
I'm used to triple digits, bro. So.
yeah, no, we're gonna work that too. So yeah, man, this is another episode of In Between the Tees with my guest Robertson Cedeno of the Real Brokerage. As I said in the beginning, very honored to have you on. I'm very appreciative, and stay tuned for more of this guy on all of his social media conquest. Juggernaut.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.